Okay, 2015, day 5. Doesn't he have intern L's for this? Santa needs help figuring out which strings in his text file are naughty or nice. A nice string is one with all of the following properties. It contains at least 3 vowels. It contains at least 1 letter that appears twice in a row. It does not contain strings A, B, C, D, P, Q, or X, Y, even if they're part of one of the other requirements. And they have given us 5 test strings. The first 2 are nice. The next 3 are naughty. So I've copied those across, and we expect then to get 2 as our result. And our puzzle input I have already copied across into our puzzle.txt file. So now our challenge is to create a, let's say, isNice function to check all our strings against. So first of all, we're going to go is create the answer there. I've already done that, so it's going to be U32, and we're going to respond to that, and that's going to increment every time we get a isNice result from when we test the strings. So what we want to do is probably do a for loop, so for line in input.lines. So we can iterate for the lines within our input string and call a function. Let's create it is nice, and that's going to accept a string or stir actually, and return a bool, and we can have true at the bottom if it passes the checks. So our first check, shall we go for, will be the, let's make that a little bit big for yourselves. The first check will be whether the strings A, B, C, D, P, Q, or X, Y exist in the stir. So let's say let naughty patterns, I can spell today, equals A, B, C, D, P, Q, and X, Y. All good. So, oops, naughty patterns up. And then we're going to go if, let's do for pattern in naughty patterns. If s dot contains said pattern, then we will return false. So it's not nice. So let's put that in the top here. So we can go if is nice. We pass it the line. Then we will increment the answer. There we go. So that's our solver all sorted. Now we need to complete the isNice function. So we've done naughty patterns. Next ones, shall we go for the vowels? The next check. So let vowels equal, again we'll do an array of A, whoops, E, I, O, U, and we'll also do a let count, mutable count, U32 equals 0. And we'll increment that every time one of our letters appears in the stir. So now we can go, maybe let's say for each character in the stir. So for C in s.chars, we can then check if vowels dot contains the chart, then we will increment our count, at least 3 vowels. Yeah, so it doesn't matter. I think it can be any number of the same vowels, so it doesn't have to be 3 unique vowels there. Yeah, because AAA all passes. Right, that's good. So just double checking that. I need to pass that as a pointer, yeah, or a ref, I believe. Oh, there was stirs. Sorry, now that's we might need to still pass that as a ref. But we just need to change these to all of them as chars. There we go. And yeah, There we go, we ref that. So then if it contains the vowels, we'll increment the count, and then we'll at the end there, if count is it at least 3 contains, so if count is less than 3, then we can return false as well, so we'll exit early. And then the last check is whether it contains one letter that appears twice in a row. Okay, so what we want to do, what I'll do is go through the alphabet, which Russ can do in a nice iterating fashion. So let's do if for letter in, we can actually go for A dot equals to Z, and it'll actually implement through the alphabet for us. And we need to then create pattern format. It's probably obviously not the most performant way, but it is a way to solve this. So we'll repeat that letter twice. So then that's our pattern that we want. And then if the what does it need then? At least one letter that appears twice. So as long as if we go then, if stir.contains a pattern, then we can actually return true there. That's the last check. And this needs to return to the string, so we need to pass that as a stir to the contains function. It contains at least one letter appears twice in a row. Yeah. So we can return true there. If it doesn't, then of course at the end we can return false. So that's all our cases. I think we're good to now test that function. So let's just remind ourselves. We are going to iterate for each of the lines. Call out is nice function. If it's true, we will then increment to the answer, and that will return the answer. Our nice function starts with the A, B, C, D, P, Q, X, Y patterns, checks if the string contains one of those patterns. If so, we will return false. We will then check the counts of the vowels within the string. So we're going to iterate through all the characters in the string. If they are a vowel, we'll increment, and if it's less than 3, we'll return false. Just double check that. It contains at least 3 vowels, so if it's greater than 3 or greater than that 3, we will keep it. And then we will look for all the letters and look for combinations of A, B, B, C, C of those patterns. Again, look at the string, see if it contains that pattern, and we will return true if it does. If not, we'll fall through it and return false at the end. So let's do a cargo test on that. It returns okay. We do have a warning because during my bashing it's imported the format function, so that should now be nicely cleaned up. There we go. So I think we're good to run on our pattern. So our puzzle input, and yep, there we go. So our answer is 236 by running across our input. Let's see if that's the right answer. We'll submit this. Wait for it to connect to the internet. So it's been a bit slow today, so hopefully I'll get there in a moment. And yep, there we go, that's right. 1 gold star. So that is day 5 part 1 complete. So now roll on to part 2. I'll see you in the next one.